up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. Special episode of Story of the Fight. No fights this weekend, so we figured, you know what? Instead of covering non-existent fights, why not speak to a fighter himself? We got Andrew Toste on with us, lightweight amateur coming out of the Bay Area in California. How you doing, sir?
Feeling light.
Feeling light. That's awesome. So I know that you know Will already, right? So my name's Romero. I'm coming to you from the best state in the United States, Texas. And, you know, we, of course, love to cover, like, look at Will's face. We love to cover all things MMA over here. So, you know, we're excited to have you on, man.
Well, I appreciate being here. I've been a fan of you guys for a while. Like you said, I used to work with Will for a bit, and been watching your guys' channel for quite a while.
Well, we definitely appreciate the support, man. Thank you.
I think since we started.
Yeah, I
probably
think
like
so.
the first episode.
One of the OGs.
Yep.
There's a reason he's got the shirt.
Yeah,
not a lot of people in the world have that shirt.
That's awesome,
one of
man.
one.
Hey, so I want to get started with something real quick, Toasty. And right before we got going, we said, hey, let's hold off on this. We were talking about you being a lightweight fighter. You know, you had said it's been a while since you had seen Will, and you said a lot of weight ago, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's this transformation look like?
Well, I would say like a little over a year ago. I want to say like December of, gosh, we're in 2022 now, so like 2020, like around there. I weighed somewhere like north of 235, somewhere below 245, and like you said, I'm now down to fighting at 155. My next fight looking at 145, so it's like a full 100 pounds right there.
Damn. That is insane, man. That's fantastic. So during the pandemic, where everybody gained that pandemic weight, you're like, nah, dude, I'm dropping 100 pounds right now.
Yeah, I got real tired of feeling that seatbelt between my man boobs, and I was like, you know what, this is not the business. We need to figure this out.
That's awesome, man. So what is it mainly that helped with the transformation? Was it just like a really strict regimen? Did you go just like hardcore on the diet? And I'm sure it was mixing in some of the MMA too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of both. I mean, you can't really get such a drastic change in such a short amount of time with just one. I mean, I'm sure you'll get there eventually, but like in the amount of time I did it in, there's no way you're going to do it and enjoy your life. You're going to be eating very little. You're going to be eating stuff that's super clean all the time. Like I miss potatoes, man.
No potatoes.
No potatoes.
Yeah. No French fries, man. Like low carbs, you know, cut out rice if you can, do like cauliflower rice, shit like that.
Yeah, I just had so much. I had a plate of rice like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, thanks for answering that. So I'm asking for a friend and also John down notes. But no, so you're eating very clean now.
Yeah.
Cutting out as many carbs as possible. How often do you work out?
I mean, I'm still an amateur, so I still got, you know, a 9 to 5. So whenever work doesn't get in the way, I'm always at the gym. Normally we have class Monday through Friday, but then I'll get my extra work in since I have a key to the gym for Saturday, Sunday, and then some extra time in Monday since we don't work.
Damn, that's sick.
That's
sick. So you're fighting at 155 and you're thinking about fighting at 145. What's like the weight cut process right now?
So the last weight cut, I started at, I think 64, 65. So I'm not cutting a lot. I'm cutting like 10 pounds. So I usually will focus on like, you know, training, getting better, working cardio up until like the last week and a half. And then that last week and a half is like not eating for 2 days, eating a little bit for 1 day, working out that whole time, and then cutting down as close as I can. And then I like to overwork and like chill out. So like I'll cut down maybe a pound or two lower and then just relax and not really work the last day.
Gotcha.
Oh. Damn, man, that sounds so crazy though. Not eat for a couple days, eat a little bit, work out like crazy.
I'm still training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Okay, and you said that starts a week and a half out?
Yeah, like the actual weight cutting part. I mean, like obviously I'm training all the time, but like the weight cutting part is like usually like a week and a half out. At least like right now, like I said, I'm trying to get down to 45. So it'll be a longer process now that it's more weight to cut.
As far as the nutrition goes during that weight cut process, how do you get information for that? Do you hit up some type of nutritionist, or are you doing the research yourself? What does that look like?
It's a lot of my own research, like looking up I try my best not to get processed stuff. So like, I'm not buying frozen pre-cut chicken. I'm buying like, a pack of chicken and freezing the breast or cutting it up myself. I'm getting, other than like frozen vegetables, which are still pretty good. There's not a whole lot of process in that, but I'm not getting like, I'm cutting out the middleman as much as possible. And since I know how to cook myself, it's really easy to like throw things together and just not have to worry about like how much salt, how much sugar and shit like that is in it.
Do you go do you completely fall off like the day after the fight and just go straight to like In-N-Out or something, or do you
All Patty
keep it
Pimblett
like
style?
The patty diet? No, I definitely do not. If I went into the patty realm, I mean, self-control is a big thing. I don't know if I have enough of it. Like, I feel like once I go down the slope, I'm not going to climb back the hill. I'm not going to climb back up the hill.
That makes sense.
Man.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it. If I went off for like a day, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I just came off that carnivore diet, right? Not that long ago. And then same thing, I'm like, let me have a little cheat meal here. And I was like, maybe it could be a cheat day. And I was like, a cheat week won't hurt, like.
And then you're like, this is my life, I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to enjoy myself.
I'd rather be fat and happy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Patty style again. So the last fight that you had there, right? Fantastic win. Was it against Ethan?
Yeah,
I believe it was. A dominant performance, man. Every round, solid wrestling. Once you took him down, man, he was like a fish out of water, and you just had that top control on him the entire time.
I think you're thinking of the Anthony Scott fight.
Was that the Anthony Scott fight?
I mean, they both played out very similarly. It's just the Ethan fight had a finish to it.
Is there going to be a video of that? Is that
anymore? I'm still waiting on the promoter. He said a day and a half ago he would have it in a few days. In promoter time, you gotta imagine it's like going to be a week.
Yeah,
promoter time.
They need to just hire me, dude. I'll just do the live stream. They'll have it day of, good to go. You know what I mean?
It's like a generational thing, man. A lot of the promoters are like at least a generation over us. And as somebody who's worked in Geek Squad, you guys should know, like, bro, it takes a few years, and like they have no idea what's going on.
Well, dude, tell them that Will with SOF Productions is ready to go.
I'm ready to rock, dude. Because they want to sponsor us, you know what I mean?
But something I did notice on that video that Will sent me is of course, the wrestling. Whether it was a single leg, your ability to finish, the single leg, it was very, very impressive. Now, how long have you been wrestling?
So I started in middle school, and I think it was 6th or 7th grade. I started off, and back when you're young, you think like, oh, I'm gonna go jump off tables and like, do pile drivers and shit like that. And then you walk in, you're like, this is not what I signed up for. But you stick with it. I went all the way through middle school. I took 1 year off in high school, and I found out that most people were assholes, and then went right back into wrestling for sophomore, junior, and then my senior year.
Okay. And so you did it because you liked like the regular like WWE wrestling?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
So my father is the spitting image of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So much nice. So that I think it was like 3rd grade, he went to my school, showed up to like pick me up or something like that. I'm very young. I don't quite remember why he was there, but he shows up and every kid freaks out and thinks Stone Cold Steve Austin just showed up to their school. And like all the kids run out of class, and the principal basically told him, you're not allowed back at the school again. You can't be here. You're going to shut the school down again. So Steve Austin
and just starts.
He was playing into it. He was definitely not. He was not like, yeah, bro. You got a bunch of kids cheering you on. You go for it. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, Steve Austin holds a real special spot in my heart. The double turn between him and Brett is easily my favorite match ever in history. So yeah, Steve Austin's probably my favorite.
That's a classic. Well, did you watch any wrestling?
No. The most wrestling I watched as a kid was remember in Spider-Man 1 when he goes and what's his name is there? Is it Macho Man. He's like the
Best
Oh
dude.
yeah. That was
Rest in peace.
classic. R.I.P. dude. R.I.P.
classic.
Macho Man. Don't you bring his
Yeah.
name up right now, Will?
That's the most wrestling I ever watched.
Well, at least you watch
Uh,
some good wrestling.
I watched someone get thrown off the cage, and it's like he just like
Oh,
I
it
don't
had to
remember
have been
who.
Mankind.
I love how
Yeah,
he
that's what
says
it was.
someone, and we know exactly who he is.
Right
It's
away, dude. That
Mankind.
was one of the most
That reminded
iconic
me.
like shots ever. Where I think it's Undertaker, right? Tosses him off.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dude.
That's all
Coming
I
out
got.
with his tooth in his nose.
That's all I got, he says. All I remember is Jim Ross just yelling too, like, I think he's dead. And I'm like, good times, man. So
Totally.
now, outside of the wrestling, right? I know that you said you're training. Is it with Extreme MMA
Yeah, extreme martial
in
arts.
San Jose?
San Jose. Yep.
San Jose, California. Now, how is it that you set up your training time? You know, do you dedicate one day for, let's say, jujitsu, another day for striking? What does that look like?
So I tend to plan out the days where Andrew, the other instructor, isn't at the gym. So we have myself, we have Master Ramirez, and then we have another coach named Andrew Gomez. He tends to work like the technique stuff. I tend to work like the cardio, the strength, and then like I'll work some wrestling in there. But mainly I let them focus on like the technique, and then Master Ramirez does a lot of the striking. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Andrew does his, and I let him take over. He'll do whatever he has planned. I usually, I'll run everyone in the ground. Wrestlers have cardio for days, so when I go, I tend to drive everyone at my own pace.
I remember one time we rolled together, and at the end, like the next time I went to class, Adrian was like, he's like, "Hey, is Toast gonna come back?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe sometime." And then he was like, "Yeah, that guy's a workhorse." And I was like, "Yeah, dude." That was the first time we rolled together, and I was like, "Dang, okay, this is
Just
Toasty."
nonstop, huh?
Yeah,
And
dude.
if I remember correctly, that was like me getting back into it. I was still like,
Yeah.
definitely not where I'm at right now.
I don't think at that point, I don't think that's where, I don't think you had even mentioned that you were trying to start getting fights at that point.
Yeah,
At
I
least
don't think so
you
either.
didn't, at least you never told me that that's where you were planning on. I don't remember how long ago that was, but
Well, you guys
I
probably
never
have to
started
roll
doing it.
again now, and
Come on, I've been
then
out since I moved, dude.
no, but that's perfect. And then we
Why is
record
that
it,
perfect? That doesn't
and
sound
then we
perfect.
put it on for the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Anything for the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
whatever. I do want to go back. I do want to go back. I think now that I'm kind of situated with work, I think I can. Once
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, figure it out.
Why? Why not? Dude, figure it out.
I get off at 5, classes at 7. I could probably start doing it again.
Perfect. Lock it
Yeah.
in.
There's always an excuse.
Toasty
There's
versus
always a
Will.
reason why not to. You got to make
I
reasons to
know.
get to it.
I know.
Ooh,
I know.
I love it. I love it. So what's next? When do you plan on fighting again?
So I have a fight booked in May for Bay Area Combat. There was the promotion that had me fight Anthony.
Mhm.
They had me booked against Raul. He had a fight that same card where he won the title at 55. They have us booked at 45 for the title. I'm also trying to get on a card in April, 3 days before my birthday on the 16th. I have a teammate, Cody. He's fighting on that card. I just tend to like to what's the term I use? I like to put miles on the odometer, especially
Yeah, you
like
like to stay active.
yeah,
As an
exactly.
amateur,
Especially
that's
at
what you gotta do,
amateurs,
right?
you got to get the experience, the whole getting the jitters and getting the feel of like how everything is before and after is so important that it kind of like can dictate a lot of what you're going to do in there. So it's good to get the miles on the tires.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, that Anthony Scott fight, from what I could tell, at least in the second round, I think it was the second round, you landed a leg kick that looked like it like hurt him a bit, like he changed after the leg kick. Is that something that like I know obviously like you're early into this. Is that something that you're like able to recognize in the moment, or are you just like full on game plan, and like did you pick up on that, or is that are you just like too locked in?
So the first two fights, that's where like the whole like realizing what goes on before and after kind of leads into it. I
Mhm.
was like, what's like the term tunnel vision? Like I could
Yeah,
not
yeah.
hear anything. I couldn't really focus on anybody else. Like I was told that people were like screaming specific things. I couldn't remember a single thing that was said to me those first
Yeah.
two fights. But then that Anthony fight, I could hear everything. I was noticing everything. Like you were
Nice.
saying, the leg kicks and how he was responding to everything that I was doing was very, very. I was very aware of what was happening,
So
and
it
I think
slowed
a
down
lot of
for
it had to
you.
do. Say again?
So it kind of like slowed down for you in a way.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Or
That's so
it's not
cool.
that it slowed down. It just like everything kind of came in tune. Like you know how like in a movie when like a bomb goes off and everything's kind of like all
Yeah.
that went away.
Yeah, and
Man.
I know when it comes to like other sports, like a baseball player when they go on a crazy hitting streak, they're like, "Man, it's just slowing down for me." The game slows down for you, and it's just that you're so tuned in to everything that's going
Locked
on
in.
around you. Yeah, yeah, you're so locked in. So that's awesome, man. That is so cool. Now, your first few fights, do you feel that there was an adrenaline dump that impacted your cardio in the beginning?
No, well, the first fight was only like 30, 40 seconds, so I couldn't really tell there. That second fight, I would say the adrenaline dump didn't hit me until like after the fight happened. Like
Mm,
I was drained after that. I didn't have energy for anything afterwards. But like in the fight, it wasn't that bad. And then the Anthony fight and then the last fight, not really. There wasn't really an adrenaline dump other than I didn't feel a lot of the small little pains, like, like, oh, there's now a bruise on the top of my foot. I totally didn't feel. Or like, oh, my knee has like a little mat burn on it that I didn't feel. Like other than that, not really.
that's awesome. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
that's
that's
cool.
just the progression, right? That you get, like you were saying, from the experience. So that's very good. And you say it April 16th, 3 days before your birthday. So your birthday is April 19th.
That's right. The day before 420.
That's my son's birthday is 420. My youngest kid, my little kid's 420s. I'm terrified about when he goes to high school.
At
Yeah, that's gonna be
least you
everyone's
know what
gonna
he's going to be doing.
be. Yeah.
That is very true.
Not in
That is very
Texas, he
true.
won't be.
Will,
Yeah,
you
we're not in
don't
the Bay
have to be
Area.
jealous. You don't have to be outwardly jealous, Will.
So 9 to 5, right? Something that they kept on bringing up during the Anthony Scott files is the fact that you work for Geese Squad.
Yeah,
You have to be the toughest Geese Squad agent on the roster, hands down, right now.
maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know too many other ones other than maybe Will. He's pretty tough.
Well, Richard
Um,
Casual, man, he's the other one, and I'm telling you right now, you might be able to take him out in 30 seconds or less.
nah. I'll give Rich the win. He just got to bet on himself with my money.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, do you find yourself having enough flexibility with work to be able to, hit the gym as much as you want to?
As an agent, like as the person controlling the schedule, yeah. If I was in the position I started out in, I'd probably be pretty screwed. But it's been pretty like with the manager we've had recently, it's been pretty good about like being able to handle both. Apparently he did also do some training, so he's very aware of like how fluid my schedule really needs to be. And then like I'm doing a much better job of keeping on top of like, hey, this is might be a date. I'm just gonna request it. I'm just gonna take the vacation days. I'm just gonna take the hit. And if it comes down to it, then I just don't show up for work that day.
Yeah, I
No,
think there was a time, I don't remember what it was for, but it was when Ramiro was my manager, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna need this day off." It was during the blackout days, during the holidays, and I was like, "Look, I know I can't request it off, but like, either schedule me and have someone be short staffed, or just schedule someone else because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be here." And he was like, "Okay."
I was like,
Yeah.
damn it.
That's also a big thing about it is like everyone we work with is like an adult. Like it's the first place I've worked with where it's not like, kids out of high school or like people who haven't had responsibilities. Like most of the people I work with are pretty good about communicating. You say, hey, I'm not going to be here. I'm just letting you know this is not a request.
Yeah. I was
No,
like, "All
so
right, cool."
I mean, not everybody has like the same responsibility that you do, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, hey, guys, like, just I'm gonna be really busy. I need to drop 100 pounds here this next week. I'm gonna get a few
I,
fights in.
I need to
I'm
go
gonna
show
master my
somebody how
craft.
to not get hit in the head. Like
Yeah,
it's a little
yeah,
important.
yeah. No, that's super cool, though, man. So what's the goal, right? Where are we taking this?
Well, the goal is to just keep having fun. Like as soon as it becomes too much stress or anything like where it's consuming my happiness or something like that, then that's where we cut it off. But other than that, like what achievements I want to get, I definitely want to get my pro license. I want to make sure I get a pro fight in there no matter what. And then as long as I'm still enjoying, working out, I'm still enjoying training. Cause like the biggest thing is that I love wrestling. I love jujitsu. I love, um, you know, MMA striking. So as long as I still love it, I'm going to keep doing it. And as long as I'm still, you know, sane and not taking too much damage, then there's no reason to stop.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's sick. What's the weirdest behind the scenes amateur organizations stories? Because like you hear about guys that are like, oh yeah, we were fighting and one of us stepped through the mat and like the like the floor came undone or some shit.
I
Like there's
mean,
always some weird like amateur MMA shit going on.
I haven't had anything crazy like, like no, what was it in Here Comes the Boom where they had like roosters in the back of
Yeah.
when they were weighing in or whatever the hell.
Busted, by the way, his best role ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that movie, I love that movie.
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy. The three promotions that I fought for, JR Entertainment, Bay Area Combat, and then Dragon House MMA, they've all been good to me. I haven't really had too much weird anything experiences. One, it is very cool to see how intertwined the whole community is, where like, I saw Frank Trigg refereeing a match. I've seen Frank Trigg fight. The dude who signed off on my raps is somebody who fought on the same pro card as I fought on the amateur, my first card. So it's not that it's weird, but it's super cool to just see how much intermingling there is between like, reps and people who do the commission stuff. And it's good to see because soon we're going to see those people in judging spots and more in refereeing spots. And that's where we need these guys. And that's good to see.
That is cool. I think across the board, I think California is kind of regarded as like the best athletic commission as far as especially for MMA, but like I think to be a ref by minimum, you have to be at least a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Like there's things that they understand that other states really don't have to go through that I think, like you said, down the line, it's going to be making a big difference in the sport.
Dude, that's why I'm trying to get in over here, in Texas before they change all those rules.
It's just so weird how there's so many rules and regulations on like, the refs and all of them. And there's very, very little like actual qualifications on what you need to get your amateur and pro license.
Really?
Yeah. Like my mom was asking me about this the other day. She was very like, oh, so you're into this MMA stuff now. I'm going to ask all these questions. And so she's like, what do you need to get a license to be a pro? And I was like, money. Just you can fill out the form.
Pay the fee.
Yeah, just go get it. She's
How
like,
much
so why don't you do? She's like, why don't you do that? Because I don't want to get hurt.
Because I don't want to get hurt.
Well, how much does it cost to get your pro license in California?
I haven't looked into it. I believe I did look at it like back in high school when I was like really, really into like, planning my future and shit. Back then it was like 150. I don't know what it is now. I couldn't quote you on it.
Yeah, I bet you it's more, but I doubt it's that bad. They're trying to make money too.
I'm looking it up right now.
So the belt, that 145 belt, is that because he's the champ, or is that like a vacant belt that you guys?
No, 45 is vacant at Bay Area Combat. If he were to win that, he would be exactly, yeah. He would hold a belt in 2 division. You will not find me say that somebody is a double champ unless they meet very specific qualifications, as you will know. Will.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing
I think the first big MMA conversation we had was like whether or not McGregor like qualified and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the first time we started talking about MMA, it was kind of like a feeler conversation of like, all right, you say you like MMA, but like, do you actually are you about it?
Exactly. Are you a George or are you a Rich?
I remember when
Shout out George.
I'm
Shout
not
out
gonna
George.
say who,
Dude,
but
George is hilarious.
He
yeah,
is.
George is great. We try to get him on here to because every once in a while he'll be like, "Oh, guys, this is the dark horse on this card, and people are overlooking this guy," and we're like, "Dude, do like a quick video of you explaining why, and like we'll feature that on the show." And we did it like a few times, and then he just stopped. I don't think he wants to be on camera, which is it's fine.
He's too shy.
But
Yeah.
his character, like his persona, is so funny. That
He's
guy's
just
hilarious.
he's unintentionally hysterical. I love him.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
great.
yeah. The only thing I'm finding is just for boxing. It says here
Yep.
you also need to pay an application fee for a professional boxing permit, which is $20. So that can't be right.
I mean,
That can't
it's
be right.
boxing. That might be right.
Yeah, they're
You
like,
need a
have at
boxing
it.
license to do MMA.
No, I mean it might be $20. It might actually be $20 just because they need people on other people's records. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
They're like,
Oh,
hey,
you
we're
want to
shaping
try
this
this?
guy up.
Go for it, bud.
$20 and you're a win on this guy's record. You know?
But yeah, dude, if you want to hit me up, Toasty, when it comes time to buying your license there, and I'll see what we could do around Story of the Fight sponsoring you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude.
Helping you out,
Absolutely.
dude. That'd be awesome.
Dude,
All right, Will, do
definitely.
you have anything else?
Yeah, so we'll put the Anthony Scott fight down in the description on this, so if someone wants to check that out. And then let me know when the Ethan fight gets posted, and we'll throw that on there as well.
Absolutely. You guys will be the first to know.
Rich,
Sweet.
do you have any questions for Toasty, Rich, as a fellow Geek Squad agent?
Is it tough for you to not smack the clients when they're being too ridiculous?
Dude, it's oh my god, man. Like there's clients that are like that literally warm my heart. I have had such a good experience with some of the clients, but then there are literal clients that I have had to have blacklisted from this company. They
Wow.
are
Yeah.
absolutely abhorrent people, and they just don't understand what, like, bro, when you have service people in your home, you just don't, it's not the same as just some random person walked in your house and just offered you something. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Like you paid for me to be here.
you pay. Did you pay for my hands, or did you pay for my expertise, or like what is it that you want from me? Because it seems like you just want to berate.
Yeah.
Yeah, do they even, do,
He
do
said,
they even know? Yeah, do they even know what you're qualified to do to them?
Like, let me pull up you mount the TV.
Hey,
you're like, let me press
hey,
the,
man, he's
the
not
feed
pro
real
yet,
quick.
all right, dude. He might
No,
still
he's
need
gonna
his
do
9
the
to
speed
5.
test, and he's gonna pull up his fight and be like,
Oh, who's that guy?
yeah,
I have gotten a lot in the area because, you know, we are in Gilroy.
Yeah.
Everybody, as soon as I mention MMA, though, they're all like, you know, oh, I know Kane. So I do want to say, before we say anything else, free my man Kane. This is some bullshit.
For sure. Free Kane. I think we're all in agreement there. Rich doesn't know
Yeah.
who we're talking
No,
about. I don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah, Kane Velasquez.
Oh,
Whoa, Rich the casual.
there we go.
When I used to work at this law firm, I saw a guy, one of the lawyers. I peeked, I was walking by on the way to the break room. I peek in the office, and he's just asleep on his desk. And I'm like, I forgot his name now, but I'm like, what you doing, bro? And he's like, I'm learning through osmosis. It's like I don't mean to pick this stuff up, but it just kind of happened.
Oh, geez. By the way, Rich going for the Jorge Masvidal look. I don't know if you've noticed, but he's a Street Jesus 2.0.
Oh, Roman
Looking
Reigns.
fantastic.
I'm going to WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday. So
Oh, hell yeah,
I
dude.
gotta get some Roman Reigns going.
I don't know.
Oh,
who that
that's
is,
right.
but-
It's in
I
your
don't know who that
it's
is
in your
either.
neck of the woods this year.
Yep. You don't know who Roman Reigns is? I'll show you a picture, and you'll
No.
be like, okay, I get it.
Nah, I'm all right.
I
And
actually
so-
had
and your
picture.
dad's gonna be there, Toasty. Your dad's gonna be there. Or your
Yes,
dad's
I am
impersonator.
very well aware. I had tickets to the Monday Night Raw that was in San Jose when they were out here. The WrestleMania, it was out here,
Mhm.
and then my tickets never showed up in the fucking mail.
What?
Hey,
Yeah, I
remember
had
when
won
you
them. I had won
Go
them
ahead,
on a radio show.
Damn.
remember when you were organizing tickets to go to New York and go see an event?
Oh, you son of a bitch, dude! Oh my god, that was literally the worst thing in my life.
You gotta
We
say
need
what
to hear the
happened.
story now. Yeah, now we
yeah.
need to hear the story.
I had 2 tickets and a flight booked to watch Khabib versus fucking Tony the weekend of my birthday
No.
in Brooklyn. I also had planned to go watch the Nets play in the playoffs, and then the world fucking shut down.
Wow. Wow. I mean, well, Tony versus Habib was never going to happen anyway. So something,
Will,
dude.
Will, it's not nice.
All right. Well,
Hey, wait, real quick. Toasty, you like basketball? The Nets just lost.
Okay, Rich.
Dude, the Suns, bro. Suns all the way. Suns this year. Let's go.
That's cool. Yeah, maybe they'll get their first one. I'm cheering for the Mavericks. The Suns and the Mavericks have a long history.
Yes, they do.
Nice.
Rich,
nice,
this
nice.
isn't your NBA podcast.
This guy's cool.
Dude, I love sport. I love sports in
At
all
least.
regards, bro. I like. I'll watch golf. I'll watch bowling. I'll watch pool. I'll watch darts. You put sports in front of me, bro. I'm gonna learn the rules and I'm gonna focus in.
That's
Curling.
hilarious. Curling.
Dude, let's do it, bro. Let's sweep.
Let's sweet.
Let's
Let's do
sweep.
it. Well, hey, Toasty, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it. I know that we were running into some technical issues earlier, but man, you did whatever you had to do to get on, and it means a lot to us, man.
Hey, man, it means a lot to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Will, did
Of
you have
course,
anything
dude.
else?
No, man. Good to see you again. It's been a while.
All right, everybody. So again, this is Andrew Toste at Toste MMA. If you want to search him up, again, we'll put the link in our we'll put in our bio, right, Will? So
The
everybody can
description.
check out his last fight in our
It'll
description.
be under the video, yeah. I think
Be
now
under
they
the
put
video?
it on the side.
Hey, there it
Yeah.
is.
There it
Yeah.
is. There it is. And then that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this special episode of Story of the Fight.